Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be reviewing a Mercedes GLA. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes of Salt Lake for giving me some time with this car. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Dylan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 24 around town and then 32 on the highway, with power outputs being 221 horsepower and then 258 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see there's a few lines here. I think that looks pretty sharp. And then popping down below, I like the daytime running light design. That also looks really cool. And then notice how it's blacked out here around the fog light housing. And then you can see here with the grille, that is interesting with the design. But putting it all together, it basically looks like a mini Mercedes SUV, kind of like a mini GLE or GLC. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235, 55, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you've got the metallic gray. I think it looks really good. And then look at the fender flare here. And then you can see the rest of the trim along the side. And then you got the mirror cap, which is body paint, and then you have some chrome trim here and then also around the windows. And then here is your full side view with the GLA. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We also have the opening for the hatch. And popping into the hatch area, you guys can see there's quite a bit of cargo space here in the back, even though the GLA is kind of a smaller SUV. And then we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory. When you're all done, you can just press this and that will lower the hatch right back down. And then taking a look at the tail lights here and the rest of the badging, I think that all looks pretty sharp. And then look at the parking sensors as well as the exhaust tip covers. Putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here with the GLA. And then taking a look at the door panel, you can see again soft touch and look at all the stitching there as well. And then I like this trim piece. And then taking a look at these seats, you can see soft touch all over. Now the legroom here in the back solid. We also have a little storage pocket. You can see we've got some vents here in the center. We also happen to have a little cup holder armrest set up, and then headroom is good. And this has a sunroof in the back. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again with the soft touch and the stitching, and then also down below. And then look at this trim here. Got your heated seat control there, memory seat adjustments, all of your window controls with your mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. And then there's a quick look at the mirrors themselves. And then here's the front seat again with all of the soft touch trim, and they got our light controls here, and then soft touch across the dash. Here's a quick look at the steering wheel. You can see soft touch all around. We got paddle shifters there on the back, and then you guys can see a bunch of practical controls, including controls for the center screen here, volume, voice command controls, adaptive cruise control, and then controls there for that screen as well. And then turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then I got a column shifter. And then here's a quick look at the gauge cluster itself. You can see fully digital, and just like other Mercedes, you can change the design here with the gauge cluster, which I think adds to the fun. Now the GLA has a standard backup camera, as you can see, directed on the steering wheel. It's good resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time is quick, it's easy to use overall, and yeah, this new unit's pretty much in every single Mercedes now. The soft touch on the dash, don't know if I mentioned that earlier. But anyways, we've got vents down below. We got a dual zone climate controls, and you can see the storage here with a little USB, some cup holders, and then this is your drive mode select. So you can see we've got a bunch of different modes, including an off-road mode. Interesting. Volume control here at the camera button, then random storage. Pretty solid the center console. Nice padding here on the top, and then you can see the glove box. And then I like the stars that are there on the dash. I think that's pretty cool. And then we do have a sunroof for the front passengers too. So here's a quick look at the window sticker. You guys can see the standard equipment. And then you got your MSRP there, $43,850. Total MSRP though, $47,645. That's after all options. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood. Both of the mirrors, do a blind spot monitoring. Let's put the rest of the rear. And let us set off. Also, we're going to turn this up. My toes have frozen. So I kind of underdressed from a shoe perspective today. I didn't think I was going to be trudging through the snow and everything, because Salt Lake is usually not that, but there was more snow here than expected. Like where I live, I expect to trudge through the snow all the time. Like right now, as I go on walks every night, the snow goes like up to my knees pretty much. Whereas yeah, Salt Lake, it's usually plowed and everything, but yeah, this is a little bit different. Here, let's move here to the side. This Kia is trying to come down here. So let's let them... Is this Kia gonna come or not? Okay, I'll get back to you guys in a second after me and this Kia are done having a little whatever's happening here. So actually setting off, and also that Kia was extremely suspicious. As soon as they saw me like driving out, then they started to back out. I wonder if they were going into that lot for nefarious purposes. Kia, the new, or Kia Soul, the new vehicle of crime lords. Who knows? I'm just being over dramatic. But yeah, seats in this are pretty comfortable. So I think that's a positive so far. Good torque out of the engine. And this transmission is pretty quick to shift. It's a nice experience, I think. It's comfortable. Man, that dude's walking fast. He's like speed walking like no other. This is easy to drive. It's small. I just drove a GLB. But it was the AMG version, and I mean these are basically the same car. Like they drive identically to each other. The only real difference that I notice is just the styling, and the interiors are the same too. This though, I mean the GLB is kind of more boxy, so it does feel a little bit more spacious inside. This kind of doesn't feel quite as spacious, but I like this. And man, this thing's so reasonably priced, less than $50,000. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, it's expensive, but you know, I think all in all, it's pretty reasonably priced overall. Is that the exact same Ford Bronco that I have? That is crazy. Exact same color, pretty much, I think. It's pretty quick. Still a little 2-liter 4-cylinder, but it's pretty quick. I think it drives well. So, summing things up here with the GLA. I think this is a solid crossover. Basically, and I've said this before, you get a lot of nice switchgear and design from more expensive Mercedes with these more affordable Mercedes models. Like this is, again, it's not the nicest materials, but I think it fit and finish is great. So there's that. And the thing about this, I think it's called Mercedes Text or whatever, it holds up really well over time, I've noticed. So yeah, you just get a well-built, more affordable car, and I think that's a big plus. I think that there's, again, it's, now when I say affordable, we need to be careful with, because it's still like almost $50,000, but you know, compared to a lot of luxury cars, yeah, this is definitely more affordable. So let me know what you guys think about the GLA, but yeah, I think this is a great affordable luxury car. It's a great entry into the Mercedes brand.